about to wrap up very soon, but we need to get to the heroes and villains.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
been long overdue. And today's heroes and villains is about a gentleman. He's actually a living legend.
Who?
He's alive. He's going to be our first heroes and villains subject. Bobi Wine. You guys heard of him?
No.
Who's that?
Bobi Wine out of Uganda.
Haven't you done Uganda before? Oh, that was Rwanda.
Rwanda.
Oh, yeah.
No, this guy he's a young cat. He was born Robert. I'm gonna butcher this. Robert Kiagulanyi
Oh God.
Sentamu.
So I could even pronounce Sonwolu.
Oni, Abi, you can't pronounce Oni of Ife.
Yeah, of course I could pronounce on here. What are you talking
Right, you
about?
said Oni. Oni.
No, I said Oni. You can replay it
Go
back.
on, go
Right.
on.
You can-
Continue,
rewind it
Kore.
back.
Right.
He was born February 12, 1982. 36 years old. He was born in the Gomba district of Uganda, and he grew up in the slums of Kampala. He was like an artist. You know, he went to school. He studied music in school, music, drama. He ended up in the University of Makerere, but of course, he lived in the slums. He knew people in the slums. He began his music career in 1999, and he then adopted the stage name Bobi Wine. His main music influences were reggae, dancehall, and Afrobeat, and he released his first single called Akagoma. Actually, I was actually gonna play it, but we don't have time. And that single put him on the map. He ended up recording over 70 songs over 15 years, and one of his songs called Kiwanikan was featured in the Disney movie Queen of Katwe. Did anyone ever see that?
I love that movie.
Yeah, he was one of his songs. So he's a pretty big artist.
Yeah, the guy's young. He's just 36.
Yeah, he's young. He was a pretty big artist. That's what I'm saying. Like this one's a really, really interesting one. He also dabbled into movies. He played a few leading roles in some local Ugandan movies. He married his longtime girlfriend, Barbara Itungo, in 2011, and they have 4 kids together. You see how they bang. They got it out the way.
7 years.
Yeah.
That's
Now,
not a bad
Bobby
time
had
frame.
always been outspoken about political and social issues. As you guys know, they have this one president there, Museveni.
Mm-hmm.
He's been there for like 30 years
Forever.
now.
Isn't that the one that was chilling with Kanye?
Yes, that's the one that was chilling with Kanye. But Bobi Wine actually even criticized Kanye for doing that too.
Kanye was so happy to be next to him. Meanwhile, he was
What did
frowning.
Kanye do to you?
Meanwhile, he was frowning when he was next to the wife or something.
Shit, you-
He felt it was that word he used. Is he emasculated?
Yeah.
Yeah. The guy was not
He didn't feel
smiling.
the male energy.
He didn't feel the
Abi.
male energy. Well, go on.
He usually spoke out against the government, obviously. At some point, Bobby invested in real estate, and he formed a crew called Ghetto Republic of Uganda. Uganda, yeah. His crew formed this pseudo government in the slums where they provided social services. I mean, this guy, he won humanitarian awards. Like, the guy was a model citizen. He even won an award for like Father of the Year or something like that, because he was very, very, very attentive to his kids. Like, he would take time out of his career, made sure his kids were in the spotlight, they weren't spoiled. Model citizen, they loved him. Like, he actually provided opportunities for people in the slums. He gave back. They even used to have like cabinet meetings. It was almost like they had to have their own pseudo government to like help people. They used to have their own little cabinet meetings. Eventually he was nicknamed the Ghetto President. Random fact, in 2014, one of his shows got canceled due to some homophobic lyrics. So, you know, he did have some lyrics that kind of spoke out against homosexuals. In 2016, right, there was an election, and Bobby had called for tolerance of different views. In fact, he even defended some of his own biggest critics and some of his like artistic rivals, and he said no, they should be allowed to express their views. Again, this guy was a man of the people. They loved him. When that happened, the U.S. ambassador kind of caught wind of this guy. Like, who is this guy that everyone keeps talking about? And you know, once you're in the eyes of the U.S. like this, that's it. It's like it's almost like you're protected. They're looking, okay, we like this guy, kind of thing. Now, during the election, right? I don't know if you guys remember. That was when Museveni shut down all of social media in Uganda. Of course, Bobby spoke out against it. Now this was 2017 or so. Eventually, Museveni won the election. No, actually, it was 2016. He won the election. And right after, Bobby decided to pursue a law degree.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And right after that, he decided to run for office. Member of parliament. This guy is young, though. He's only 36.
Okay.
He won handily. 78% of the votes.
Wow.
Not only that, everyone he supported won. Pretty much, they started encroaching. You know how they have parties, right? His party started making inroads in parliament. Like, it was a pretty big deal. 80% of Ugandans are under 35.
Wow. It's a young country. Wow.
Very young country. And there's like 83% unemployment.
Wow.
So you already know, like,
Everyone's upset. Like,
everyone
hungry.
is fucking pissed. And, they realized that this Bobby guy, he's a threat. Like, anyone he campaigned on behalf of won handily. In 2017, Parliament proposed a law to strike down this presidential age limit, 75. They had an age limit. Anyone that's 75 years old can run for president. You know how old Museveni is?
75.
74. 74. So he proposed a law to get rid of it, of that age limit.
Did it pass?
Because this was a huge deal. People were pissed. People were rioting. There was a debate in the Ugandan House of Parliament. Bobby was front and center stage of that debate. Of course, he argued against it. At some point, a brawl broke out in Parliament. There's videos like
people whooping asses.
They were like chairs, throwing chairs.
Whoa!
I mean, this guy was trying to remove this age limit, something that they already agreed, and he's all sudden you're 74. You're trying to come on now. It got so bad that then the week right after that whole debate, his Bobi Wine's house got attacked with explosives.
Oh wow!
Luckily, no one died.
Okay.
He started receiving death threats. Apparently, they shut up his car. They killed his driver at one point. He never stopped fighting. He doubled down. He released a single called, I think it was, I don't remember the name. I don't have the name of the single here, but basically in the single, he was just fighting for freedom, pretty much speaking out against the government. A few weeks later, the age limit bill got passed. So they got rid of it, essentially. Not long after, right, there were some other campaigns in the country. And there was one, at one point, Museveni and Bobby. Like, Bobby his profile has risen so much that he's almost on the same level as the government in some people's eyes. He's the same level as the president in some people's eyes. And they were campaigning in the same city, right? Museveni, who everyone hates, was going through this crowd, and there might have been some supporters of Bobi Wine, and they stoned his motorcade.
Oh wow!
Things escalated very quickly. That was when Bobby got arrested. That was when they ended up shooting his driver. Not only did he get arrested, they arrested others, like 32 others, along with him. I mean, you already know where this is going down, what path this is going down. He got tortured. It was really, really bad.
Damn.
He got tortured. But of course, the international community they were already aware of this guy.
So they were looking out.
They couldn't. They were looking out. They were like there was international pressure. Like, you need to release this guy. There were riots in the streets. Eventually, he got released. The charges got dropped. A lot of that had to do with a lot of the international pressure and the pressure within the country. He actually spent weeks in the U.S. recovering.
Oh wow!
From his injuries sustained as a prisoner. But that's the story of Bobi Wine, man. He's back. He's back in the country now. He's still an MP. But he's like the next. Like, everyone's looking out for him.
But if this dude, the president, what's his name? Museveni. He's gonna die on the throne, basically. So,
well, there's gonna be another election.
Oh,
and Museveni is going to be able to run.
right.
Obviously,
But he might win.
he might, but
Well,
see,
not
they-
legitimately, but he,
But
if it's
all
like
eyes,
a Nigeria
all eyes are
election,
on them right now. All eyes are on them right now. But that's the story of Bobi Wine. Recently, Kanye went and visited. And you see, this is why sometimes these artists just go and they just go supporting whoever they like. You know, it can be a backlash. Bobby Wine was pissed. I was like, you shouldn't have gone to meet this guy. Like, this is the guy, same guy that has been oppressing us. So that
because Kanye does not read. He didn't. I'm sure he doesn't know anything that's going on in the country. He was clueless. He just went, "Oh, president, okay."